Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. This is Jenga Njero. Now today we have the Matchmaker show, and you understand the protocol here that any other time we have a man on board, that man must be looking for a woman. In the same way, when we have a woman on board, that woman must be looking for a man. But because today we have a man, I will tell you the kind of woman he is looking for. But before then, if you're watching us for the first time, this is the Matchmaker show. We help men and women to get matches, and the moment they get the right ones, they meet their destinies. So you're not lost. If you're new to the show, subscribe, like the video, and don't forget to leave a comment. Also, the contacts of our guest will be on my Facebook page at Jenga Njero. So you can follow Jenga Njero on Facebook, and you will be getting these updates in real time. Now, acknowledge my greetings on this beautiful Sunday afternoon. I am just coming from church, and I hope you acknowledge my greetings. Let me know where you are watching us from. I don't know whether it is raining where you are, but Nairobi is calm, Nairobi is cool, Nairobi is fine. Now, our guest on today's show is a very unusual guest, and you know, when I bring unusual guests, you always expect unusual stories, because we understand that on this show we give everyone an edge of advantage. We do not discriminate against people on whatever basis, whether it is based on gender, on race, on where they are coming from, and things like that. Now, our guest on today's show is not new on the show. He was on the show sometimes back, but Kiambu. I will explain, because it is very important when you come to the show just talk the truth, or you can leave some details unattended. For instance, you do not have to tell us the amount of wealth you have. Number two, you do not have to tell us how broke you are. You can just tell us what you do for a living, and then the people who are within that life docket or within that bracket, economically, socially, or whatever it may be in terms of demographics, they will determine whether or not they will be interested. Because sometimes people put their wealth out there as a bait trap. You know, it's like you want to attract people depending on what you are, forgetting that what we are doing here is about marriage, relationships, and whatnot. Are we together? So what Mr. Macharia did is, when he was on the show, he told people how wealthy he is and things like that. So the lady he got was not interested in Mr. Macharia as a person. He was interested in Mr. Macharia, the wealthy guy. And you know what that follows? What follows after that? I mean, people will be like, oh, mimi nataka unilipie nyumba, nifanyie hivi, nisomeshe watoto. I know you can be able to do this and that. You are not attracted to a person because of what they are. You can be attracted by a person depending on what they do and how well they do it. But wealth is not a pointer of interest in as far as marriage is concerned, okay? Because the same person can be broke sometimes. And you know, some of the most misused vows in marriage is for better, for worse. For better, for what? For better, for worse. So, Mr. Macharia is a 60-year-old man, single and searching. And you could be asking yourself, I will repeat this story because he was here on the show, and he was not able to do it the right way. Akakuja akasema akona rentals. Ni ukweli akonazo, but do you have to flaunt them? Do you have to flash them on the show? You don't, because sio nyumba zinaoa, ni wewe binafsi unaoa. So Mr. Macharia is a 60-year-old man, single and searching. The time he came on the show last year, he was 59, and amenunulia mpaka mtu iPhone. Unanunulia mtu iPhone, unaenda unaimprove nyumba yake, unakuta mtu hata hako amemaliza, alikuwa pale ground floor, unamchukulia nyumba the first floor, unaimaliza kujenga, unapiga the second slab, unapiga kale ka slab kengine, mtu anapata a flat roof, alafu tena anakuambia we are not my type. So if you had not discussed about your property, and the good thing about Mr. Macharia is that he is acknowledging his mistakes, okay? He is single and searching, and you could be asking yourself, what kind of a woman is he looking for? For starters, he's single, and he's 60 years old. Mtu mwenye hakuwatch hiyo video ingine, I think I will pin in the comment section or in the first section, comment, so that kama haukupata nafasi ya kutazama hiyo video, you can watch and tell the difference between now, this time, and when he came back, or when he came last time. Mr. Macharia is a widower. A widower is a male version of a widow. So for men, we call them widowers. Somebody who has lost their spouse through death, not through separation, not through divorce. So through death. Death is a natural occurrence. And even for Christians, the Bible allows them, when they are having partners who are deceased, to get married. They can choose to or not to. So Mr. Macharia, his first name is Stanley. Maybe now you can remember. Stanley Macharia. He's 60 years old, single and searching. He is looking for a woman between the ages of 40 and 50. When he was here last time, he said he wants between the ages of 30 and 38, you remember. And that was one of the reasons why people got an uproar, and they said how hawatawezana, kwa sababu, for heaven's sake, how do you take somebody who is half your age? But again, we said that you cannot negotiate desire in marriage. You can only marry people depending on your desire, on what you want and how you feel about them. Such are the pointers of desire when you're choosing a marriage partner. So watu wengi walisema, oh, amechagua mtu mdogo, and the lady he chose was exactly 30. So now there is that confusion of what will they rhyme. Huyu ni kama father and daughter, 30 years old. Na huyo msichana, it is like she was not even remorseful, because even after they parted ways, she approached my team very quickly, asking to be matched with somebody else the same age. I think she's out there to trap wababas. But again, as I say, watu wazima, when I bring you here, there are so many people I try to tell. There is somebody I know I can recommend. Some people we have on the show are even told that if you're looking for this and this kind of match, pengine we can help to recommend. We can give you a few people and you choose without coming online. And the person is like, I'm slowing down because this young man can anytime anaweza anguka, but so, and they said no, hapana, leta mimi kwa show nipigiwe na watu 500. Bring me on the show. I want to be called by 1,000 people. And then your wishes are granted, and then you become confused all of a sudden. But depending on how well you're able to handle pressure, then anyway, I will post his contact. And then he is in Kiambu town. He lives in Kiambu, and that is where he has built a home. He is a businessman, and he has been in business for the last 30 years. Kutoka yeye akiwa mdogo, as a young man, he started businesses. Atulisema biashara zake ni za tiles, na sio kununua nauza, ni kutengeneza. Okay, these granite countertops wanatengeneza. Kuna tiles za bathroom, kuna nini, kuna terrazos, kuna hizi vitu za he has imported he imports taps, bath taps, wanatengeneza WCs. Unaona hizi viti za kukalia za choo, they called WCs, the toilet seats, sinks, hizo zote wanatengeneza. Okay, depending on the design you want. But he imports chandeliers, he imports taps, shower heads, aka kengine kanatokanga maji ya nini, kanaitangwa aje, aka kengine kanakwanga kwa shoka, kwa choo, akuflash kanatoa pressure. Hizo zote wanauza. He has one of his shops iko hapa along the Eastern Bypass, karibu na Kamakis, kama mnajua Kamakis. So Mr. Stanley is financially stable. Yeye ako sawa. He is looking for a woman who is between the ages of 40 and 50 strictly. This woman should, if that woman is outside the country, she should be ready to relocate, because yeye hataenda nje. But if that woman is in Kenya, that person should also be ready to, because the woman he had taken before had given him orders, if not ultimatum, that if within this period hautakuwa umenijengea, basi na mimi sitatoka kwangu. Na kama unataka nitoke kwangu, that is the woman. If you want me to get out of my home, you have to build another home. So that's how alienda kumjengea nyumba, na finally he was dumped. Yeah, he saw dust during the day. season during the night, and he is here. But again, now he has learned his lesson. He believes that a second chance is well deserved, and now that he knows better. And if that person is coming, that person should be ready for a commitment. What do I mean by a commitment? A commitment is an agreement that the person is going to be na nikamwambia Mr. Macharia, badala ya tuweke nyumba yako hapa, wacha tuweke picha yako. So that is his picture up there on the thumbnail. Wacha tuweke picha yako so that the person who is interested in you will come. Okay? Instead of you putting up your house, that house might end up attracting the wrong people. Yes, it is your house and it is good. Nobody was questioning you when you are poor. But again, even this time that you have some shigidi, you don't have to flaunt. You tell us the kind of person you want. Those people will call in their numbers, they will text you, and then you will be on the receiving end so that you can choose the person who is compatible. That person should be having children because he's not adding more. You can imagine a man who is 60 years old trying to get babies. Yes, they get even at 70. Men never get to menopause, so men never expire in terms of getting children. So men can even get babies at 100, as long as they are healthy. But women, some in the year 40s, others in the year 50s, depending. But it is very rare to find a woman who is 60 getting a baby. That is scientifically proven. Now, I'm going back home, headed to Kasarani. We are from church, and I am hoping that Mr. Macharia Stanley, the businessman in Kiambu, will get a woman, tribe notwithstanding. This is Njiro. There's a junction here.